Hello, hello, hello. Happy day to you. I am so excited and so lit up to be back with you today on Friday. Yay. This month we're talking about Dreamscape Journal December. And so before we go any further in today's video, I do want to invite you to ask questions, to share your thoughts, to share your feelings with me. I am going to be answering, and I'm open and available to answer any questions, thoughts, concerns, or feelings that you may have at the end of our session, kind of at the end of our class, if you will. So sometimes when I'm chit-chatting and I'm thinking and I'm talking with you, I'm not exactly watching the comments that are popping up below. I am seeing Anita. Thank you, Anita, for being here. But I'm so open to going back afterwards and scrolling through and seeing if you have any questions for me. So if you do have any questions, thoughts, feelings, be sure to be typing those in as we go along, and I will revisit them at the end. So that being said, thank you to everyone who is here with me today. So happy I can see Danny logging in. Danny, thank you so much for being here. So good to see you. And really, welcome back. Welcome back to Dreamscape Journal December. We're already having such a good time in the group, and thank you to everybody who's posting photos of their Dreamscape Journal and their magazines that they're choosing for themselves. And I'm hoping that you're already feeling so lit up, even just by having that really special journal around you and the magazines that just call to your heart around you. Hi, Caitlin. I'm so happy to see you here. So welcome back to Dreamscape Journal December, where we're in the practice of giving ourselves permission to dream and to dream big again. We've agreed, we talked about this on Monday, we've agreed to, in some sense, stick a pin. Yes, stick a pin in being practical. Stick a pin in being practical as a means of, as we sometimes say, making our dreams happen. Yes, so we're sticking a pin in being practical in the means of making our dreams happen, and rather we're gathered here together with this intention, if you will, of hopping on this magic carpet ride, of hopping on this magic carpet ride of sorts, where we're really allowing ourselves to joyfully visit with, revel in the dreams of our heart. So it's kind of like, I was thinking about this morning. It's kind of, we'll go with the magic carpet ride. Yes, fantasy, if you will. So it's kind of like in the movie Aladdin. In the movie Aladdin, and I bet so many of us just haven't watched it in so long. I put on one of the videos this morning to inspire me for our talk today. So it's like in the movie Aladdin when they're singing A Whole New World, yes? And the prince has invited the princess to get on this magic carpet ride with him. Yes, and they do, and they take off on this magic carpet ride, and as they're singing A Whole New World, he's showing to her, they're literally flying above, and they're swooping, and they're swirling, and they're looping, and they're flying above, basically, all the absolute wonders and delights of living. And he's basically saying, look at this, let me show you the world. Look at how delightful life is. Look at how many wonders there are. They're right here, right in front of your eyes. If you can only just open your eyes and see them. And so my biggest encouragement to you as we're here together is to let yourself be that princess, to imagine yourself as that princess that's on this magic carpet ride, and you are riding above, right? You're riding above, and you're swooping, and you're swirling, and you're looping in between the vision of all of your dreams that are laid out before you. So let your Dreamscape Journal almost be the wonders laid out before you, and imagine yourself on that magic carpet ride. Yes, it's so thrilling. And in the song, the prince has this line. I'm gonna post it in the group for us so we can all listen to it and perhaps feel inspired by it. But one of the lines in the song, one of the lyrics is, tell me, princess, when did you last let your heart decide? Not to be hokey or anything, but that like makes me want to cry. When did you last let your heart decide? I actually have tears. Is that like cheesy? I'm gonna try not to cry. we live in this world and this experience and this conditioning where we are told to face reality before we realize that we're actually creating reality. We live inside this conditioning and this societal familial conditioning where we're told to pay more attention to the expectation, obligations, have-tos, and shoulds that are stuffed down our throat. So that when we go to dream and when we go to just playfully be with our desires, we shut them down immediately because we get too practical too soon. And we talked about that a little bit on our first video, our first session this week on Tuesday. Yes, and it just squashes and kills our dreams, and we just put our dreams away because we don't know how to practically make those happen. And by the way, we have so many expectations and a to-do list to get to. So do ask yourself, more often than not, this is an invitation to, when did I last let my heart decide? And use this journal experience, this project, this adventure, this magic carpet ride that we're on together as friends, as soul sisters in life. Let that be a reflection of what your heart is saying, of what it's speaking, of what it's yearning for, of what it's wishing for, yes? So I'll post that video, and do let yourself go on that magic carpet ride with Aladdin and the princess and just see if you can step into the princess's shoes, if only for a little while, yes? So in this journey together, we are reacquainting ourselves with our sometimes forgotten, stuck, and stuffed on a shelf, in a drawer somewhere, desires. And that's a gift. Yes, that's a gift all on its own. If we could just once again be in the awareness and the knowing, right, of, yes, knowing what our dreams and our desires is, that would be magical all on its own. But we're going to take that a step further here, yes? And this is part of what we're going to get into today. We're going to take that a step further in our journey together here as we hold hands and do this. So we're going to let the Dreamscape Journal, be a mirror, be a reflection of all that lives in our heart, of all that's ever lived in our heart, of all that could ever possibly live in our heart. And we're going to revel in that, and we're going to revere that. And we're also going to learn through this process how to become a masterful allower, a masterful receiver, if you will. So we're going to do our very best, and I'm going to do my very best to show you and demonstrate for you how to shed the misperceptions and the misbeliefs that what we want, what I want, what we want is and must take hard work and a long time. Or that this story that so many of us have, that it's flat out not for us, that our dreams and desires are not for us because we're not the kind of person, right? Because wonderful things like that don't happen for me. They never happen for my mom or dad, so they probably won't happen for me. They don't happen to my brothers or sisters, my family, or my friends, or my coworkers, which means I'm probably just like them. And it's never going to happen for me either because wonderful things like that, whatever that may be, don't happen for me. So my deepest intention and prayer is to help you, and I'm included in this journey too, is to melt any unserving story that we may have that what we want must take hard work, is not for us, or it's going to be a really long time. And instead, step into this practice of the art of allowing, the art and the magic of just allowing. And so now we're going to turn into today's lesson, if you will, and a key component, as I've learned, as I am doing my very best to practice and embody, a key component of allowing ourselves to receive the dreams and the desires that are in our heart with more ease is to believe in the possibility of them more than we believe in the absence of them, in the lack of them. So let me say that again. A key component in easily allowing ourselves to receive the dreams and desires that are in our heart, that are now beginning to show up in our Dreamscape Journal in very vivid pictures, is to believe in the possibility of them way more than we believe in, let's say, the absence of them. Yes, not an easy thing to do when we're more accustomed to playing it safe inside prior conditioning and training. Yes, so not always an easy thing to do. For most of us are wanting what we want from the place of not having it. And that's something to really be thoughtful about and to distinguish and search for within yourself and wonder, oh, am I wanting what I'm wanting from the place of not having it? Because wanting abundance and prosperity is different than focusing on abundance and prosperity. And so as long as we're focused on the not having of what we want, then law of attraction cannot easily bring the contents, let's say, of our Dreamscape Journal to us. Yes? Because a fundamental principle of the law of attraction is, well, like attracts like. And whatever I'm focused on, I simply get more of. Yes? So here together with our Dreamscape Journal, we're first just giving ourselves permission to dream, to just be with our dreams, to be aware of, to come into the awareness of, to come into the understanding of, the recognition of, the knowing of, the dreams and the desires that are in my heart that I perhaps have not felt safe enough to visit with recently. Yes? So that's just the first part, because how can we conjure and call in and receive that which we're not even really aware of? So we start there. And then the second step, as we'll talk about and as we are talking about today, is to believe that they are possible for me. What I see in my Dreamscape Journal is possible for me. And so I want to share with you next, which is partially what inspired the lesson in today's video, is a comment, is a note that one of our friends, that one of our soul sisters in the group wrote the other day when I posted the first video about dreaming. Oh, my light just got really bright. I feel like the angels are here or something. And so I'm not going to mention her name. She can share her name if she wants to, and there's no obligation that she does. But I felt like her share most likely is representative of how a lot of us feel. So let me read it to you. I was very surprised how much anxiety and how much sadness came up for me while you were talking. It is such a positive, happy task. And I was like, whoa, what? I think it is the fact that all my super soulful dreams of my younger years were, to use your words, squashed. Career, love, parenthood, though I am happy in my life now, it definitely wasn't my soul's deepest desire. I'm really looking forward to this journey. But the piece of giving yourself permission to dream will be much harder than I realized. And I feel this welling coming up in my heart that I didn't even know was there. So I don't know if her thoughts and if her feelings resonate with you or reverberate with you or feel similar to how you feel, but I wanted to share it because I think it's perhaps more true than we might realize, that there's a piece of this energy that lives in all of our hearts. And so I wanted to give you, I've already shared this with her, but I wanted to give you the next piece, the next knowing with your Dreamscape Journal. So first, just keep dreaming. Flip through those magazines, print out old pictures of yourself, go online, print out pictures you see online of things, of people, of opportunities, of experiences, of travel, of food, of whatever it is that you are just so excited about. Go and rip it out and tear it out and glue it and do all of those things. And then consider this. So what we want to do here is we really want to melt any resistance we have around believing in the possibility of easily receiving that which we desire. And it's okay if there's resistance. It's okay. So if you're someone who is feeling like she is feeling to any regard, what you might want to do, and I'll create you beautiful graphics that you can print out and tape or glue into your journal or post on your mirror, what you might want to do as you're taping your pictures, gluing your pictures, looking at your pictures, is write up top, on the top of your page, maybe one or two phrases, which is, maybe it's possible, ... Or, wouldn't it be nice if? So in this regard, we're not forcing ourselves to believe in a dream or desire that we don't yet fully believe in. Yes, because it can be difficult, it can be challenging to go and swing from a space of, a feeling space of, a thinking space of, well, this would be really nice, but I don't really think it's true. I don't believe it's true. This has never been my experience. Yes, this is what I want, but I don't know that it's really safe for me to want this, because what if it never happens? Yes? It's challenging to go from that space, that thinking and feeling space, all the way over to, I totally believe this is possible, and yes, this is for me. And that would be understandable. So if you're one of those souls where it's just too far of a jump, where this exercise is really exciting to you, and you are pulling out your pictures and you are being aware and opening up your heart, your mind space, your heart space to once again be aware of what's true for you, but yet you feel this tug of resistance, you feel this tug of doubt, that's okay. So now I'm inviting you to layer in this bridge phrase, if you will, this energetic bridge phrase to help close the gap between feeling impossible and feeling possible, and to simply write next to each one of your pictures, or just write up top or hang up somewhere where you can always see it, the phrase, wouldn't it be nice if? Or maybe it's possible. Because from the space, from the energetic space of maybe, or wouldn't it be nice if, it becomes so much easier to shift our vibration into possibility, into knowing, into a sense of absolutely, this is for me. Yes? So I've already created actually these beautiful graphics for you that say, wouldn't it be nice if ... And a separate one that says, maybe it's possible ... And I invite you to print them out, and if you're so inspired, go glue them in your journal, tape them in your journal, tape them to your bathroom mirror, if you will. Yes? And see, by see I mean feel, if that makes being with your dreams and desires that much easier for you. Yes? Wouldn't it be nice if? Maybe it's possible ... Yeah, because the maybe to the mind feels much more reasonable. It's like, well, I could maybe see how the love of my life is still out there and available for me. I could maybe see how the health, how the bank account, how the community, how the career, how the passion could still be there, could still be possible. I'm willing to do maybe. See how that feels for you. Yes? And then, if you are one of those souls who's like, yes, all I needed was permission to dream, and I am 2 feet already inside the believability of it, then I created another mantra graphic for you. I created another graphic for you that you can hang out that says, yes, this is for me. Yes, this is for me. I love practicing this one. Whenever I'm driving around in my car, I'm flipping through a magazine, I'm watching TV, I'm listening to the radio, I see someone else having something that I desire, I immediately say to myself, yes, that's for me. Yes, this is for me. And that's because, in many regards, I've already practiced with the maybe. Maybe it's possible. And I've practice with the, well, wouldn't it be nice if? And don't get me wrong, I have new dreams and desires showing up all the time that I'm not so sure. I would really like that, but I'm not sure. Can I get there? Can I receive that? Can I allow that? And I have my doubts too. And whenever that happens, I just simply insert, well, wouldn't it be nice if? Wouldn't it be nice if I could allow that level of abundance into my life? That level of kindness, that level of connection, that level of community, that level of ease. Wouldn't it be nice if I could receive that in this particular niche of my life. Yeah, and so then I do that too. And then other things, other dreams and desires, I'm at the, yes, this is for me. So wherever you are in the process, just allow yourself to be there without judgment, without criticism. You might find there's some dreams and desires that you have in your Dreamscape journal that feel like it's totally true. You feel it with all your heart that you could say, yes, this is for me. Yes, I totally believe that this is possible. And if that's true, just write a big in Crayon marker, yes, this is for me. Or paste my graphic on it, say, yes, this is for me. And if there's other dreams and desires in here where you're like, I don't know, I really want it, but I'm not sure. Is it possible? Then with those, just simply attach to those dreams and desires for right now, until you bridge the energetic space, just attach to those, wouldn't it be nice if? Or maybe it's possible. And you write that on those pages, or you glue the graphic to those pages. Yes? So this is the biggest lesson for today. Yes, and in some ways, it might seem small, and the thinking mind will go, well, is that it? That's it? That's the only next step? But I think that you will find, as you sit with your dreams and desires more and more, you let yourself really just swim in those waters. If you can slow down and pause, you'll find that there are some dreams and desires that feel less possible. And that if you could just apply the mantra, the intention state, the mantra of wouldn't it be nice if, or maybe it's possible, I think you will really feel how much better that feels. And then also have so much fun using the mantra, yes, this is for me, sort of jubilantly jump up and down in joy, if you will, and just see how that feels for you, and just be in the practice of that, of noticing that, because melting whatever resistance is there, whatever resistance exists around the possibility of easily allowing it in our life, is a essential practice. Otherwise, the dream and desire just sort of always stays over there, sort of in this bucket of wanting it and being aware that we want it, but from the place of not having it or not believing that it's possible. Yes, I hope this resonates with you, and I hope this serves you, and I hope this conversation is uplifting for you. So I'm going to post so many things in the group today, and if you don't read one of them, listen to one of them, but you do to the other, I know the Spirit will guide you to whatever is going to serve you most. So I'm going to post that Aladdin video, and really go listen to the song, go listen to the words, see how they speak to your heart, let it uplift you, and ask yourself even, when did I last let my heart decide? Yes? And then I will also post the graphics for you, and you can print them out and use them to your heart's desire, whatever speaks to you. So thank you so much for being with me today. I know today was a little bit longer than usual, and I'm just gonna scroll back and just see if there are any questions here. And if you don't have a question right now, or a thought or a feeling that you want to share, but it comes to you later, do go back and post it here, because it's my greatest joy to respond to you and try to be supportive and helpful. So thank you to Anita, and thank you to Caitlin, and thank you to Kathleen. Kathleen says, getting away from being practical has been the biggest challenge in this project. Yes, thank you so much for being honest about that and sharing that. And I have found that that has been challenging for me at times too. And it's just notice that it's challenging for us because it's really the teaching that we've been in. It's what we've been taught. We've been taught that we need to make our dreams happen, and we need to make success, and we need to make happiness happen. And we must do that through a logical linear list, or logical linear thinking and believing. And society has a couple ways that believes, has a couple ways that that can happen, and it's usually attached to being practical. Yes, it's usually attached to being practical. But when we're being, as I said on Monday, when we get too practical too soon, we slow the momentum of manifestations. So it's not that being practical is not a worthwhile and, let me say, useful tool. It absolutely can be. So we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. We're not throwing practicality out altogether. This is more of a marriage of reality meets magic. Reality meets magic, and the understanding of when to use which tool. In cooking, they say use the right tool for the right job, or at least that's the context that I know it in. You have to have the right tool for the right job. Yes, so you're not going to use a spatula, when you need a spoon, etc., etc. So in this regard, we're just putting practicality on hold right now, and we're just allowing ourselves to be in the dreaming phase and stage, because really that's the tool that is needed and best served, most useful, most beneficial right now. Yes, so getting too practical too soon slows the magic of the momentum. Yes, okay. Thanks, Kathleen. Ellie, so beautiful to see you. Thank you so much. Carol, I'm so glad you're here. Danny, thank you for telling me I'm not cheesy when I was crying. I don't know why, it just gets me emotional. So, I'm going to probably cry later when I watch the video again. Okay, Megan, thank you. Yes, this age and time seem to weigh heavily on limitations I put on myself. Yes, so that's why we just kind of want to be in the, we want to practice the dreaming. So part of what Megan is pointing to here, the feeling and experience Megan is pointing to, is that we have, in many ways, practiced very well practicality and making things happen and working hard. And so that's well practiced. What isn't as well practiced is listening to our heart and paying attention to the energy that swoops and swirls and is ever present around every single person, situation, opportunity, and circumstance. Yes, so we're just practicing magic in a way. We're practicing a little bit more of the magic, and we're practicing a little bit more of the dreaming, and coming into the realization and the understanding and the awareness of just what a powerful component is. It's kind of like making chocolate cake without the chocolate, right? Like, you have the cake, you have the vanilla cake, and the vanilla cake is kind of like fine on its own, but you don't have the chocolate icing. So yeah, so both are important. If you're going to make chocolate cake, we need chocolate icing and we need a cake. So in this regard, reality meets magic. Yes, we're going to pay attention to reality and practicality to the extent that it really serves us, but it's also important to pay attention to the magic, to the energy inside situations, inside experiences, inside our desire to be deliberate, conscious co-creators of our reality, of what we want to experience. So Megan, thank you so much for being here. Your strength is your own belief. That's a tea bag, yeah. You have that on your tea bag. Absolutely, this is going to be harder than initially anticipated. Thank you, Kathleen, for that contribution. I kind of already spoke to that. Anita, so good. Love the easier step of the maybe it's possible. Wonderful, please use that. Catherine, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for joining us. Maybe feels good. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you, Danielle. This is very uplifting. Thank you, Caitlin, for being here and for joining in. Okay, does anyone have any other questions about the Dreamscape Journal? Do you want to share anything that's in your Dreamscape Journal? Oh, by the way, I encourage you to share photos that you're putting in your Dreamscape Journal, and to even share, even if you just do it for yourself, but you use the opportunity to post about it in the group as an opportunity to hold yourself accountable and responsible to doing this. Try to ask yourself, why did I choose this photo? What is it about this photo that's really lighting me up? What about this photo really has my heart soaring and feeling on purpose, if you will? So I have a whole bunch of photos. I won't take up too much of your time, and I'm gonna put. I actually kept these out to show you, but there's the light is so bright. There's this photo. I don't know if you could see it. It's St. Lucia, and I can see myself sitting. Oh, you can't see my comments, but I can see myself sitting in that rocking chair, looking at that water, and literally just daydreaming about all the possibility that exists in life, and just feeling inspired and nurtured by nature. That's what I would want to do there. I pulled out this other photo. This is in France, in Paris, of a whole bunch of people sitting outside in front of the which seems like the cutest little cafe. It seems so romantic and everyone's together, and I miss community and connection on that level, and I want to do that again, and that's a desire and dream and I have in my heart, and I kind of want to do it in Paris. I have this big desire and dream to one day be able to take friends and family with me all over the world. So wherever I go, I kind of want to just take a group of people with me to have fun and to explore and to have adventures. So I always think of and actually kind of daydream about being able to buy my family first class tickets to places in Italy and Paris and Spain and all around the world where we can go together for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and just eat and laugh and explore. So that's one of my desires. That's why I pulled that out. I loved this photo, and particularly because what it says, it's not too late to celebrate. And I also, when I read this, it's not too late to celebrate, I also thought about it's never too late to celebrate. And it made me think, even though so much of the world right now is immersed in unrest and upset and confusion and frustration and sickness, I thought what I thought and felt what I felt that I shared with you on Monday, which is, yes, there's that, and we just owe it to ourselves to still celebrate and to still do the best we possibly can to have the best time ever with the life that we're given, with the health that we're given, with the friends that we're given, with the joys that we're given, with the inspirations that we're given. Otherwise, we just kind of go down with the ship, and we just cannot go down with the ship. Because ultimately, as I said on Monday, the universe never sees our thriving as callous, no matter what's going on in the world. In fact, the universe sees it, Source sees it as a win, sees it in the most abundant of senses, because when we are uplifted and when we are joyous and we are plugged in to possibility, then we're in an even better position to be of service to those that we love and to the world around us. And so it's not too late to celebrate. Yeah, so I loved that. And then I have a fashion one that I want to show. I really want these boots. They're so badass. And I kind of want that white coat to wear with it. I don't know if my legs look that good, but we can try. Maybe with a pair of pantyhose, they'll look that good, you know? So I want to jaunt down the streets of New York City, wearing this exact outfit with my red lipstick, feeling totally fierce and confident and on purpose. So that's why I pulled this one out. I love somebody really liked that. Thank you so much. I pulled this one out because I love art, and I loved this piece. I love that it's a circle. I love that it has so many colors. For me, it speaks to unity. For me, it speaks to dreaming. For me, it speaks to creativity. It also speaks to my creativity. It makes me think about the creativity of humanity in general and how absolutely blissful that is. Oh, and I love, it's going to be backwards for you, but it says dream makers. And I thought that we could think of ourselves as dream makers. It's not so much a making, but dream allowing. But you get the gist, right? We're not going to make anything happen, but it's more like we're going to allow. And we're going to allow by just even first allowing ourselves to even think of what are our dreams and desires. And then now we're going to be able to allow even more, because we're going to allow for the sense of believability, the sense of possibility. Yes, so we're going to melt that resistance, which is going to make it that much easier to come in that much more close contact with and ultimately receive the content of our Dreamscape Journal. So anyway, dream makers. We're all dream makers. We're all dream makers, even if you think that you're not. Even if that sense of creativity for you feels long gone and buried somewhere and non-existent. This is what exists inside all of us. This level of magic. This photo feels like magic to me. So this level of magic. So that's inside you too. Oh, okay. I'm going to be super vulnerable and share this one with you. So I love this photo. It says, time to reach your star. Time to reach your star. And it's a little hard to see in the way I'm showing it to you, but this is a woman standing in front of what seems to be a very big audience. And I so desire to be this woman one day where I can stand in front of masses and masses of people, and uplift and bring joy and inspire and motivate and help people to come into the awareness, the understanding, the realization, and the knowing of their joyous life. So this is quite a big dream, and I was a little hesitant to share it with you because at first I thought, I don't know. I thought maybe it was too big of a dream. So there's some of my doubt, right? So maybe this is possible. That's what I'm going to tell myself. Maybe this is possible to reach that many people. Okay, those are a bunch of my dreams. So you're welcome to do the same thing in the group, and I'll respond to them. So really have fun. Ask yourself, why am I picking out the photos I'm picking out? What does it elicit in me? And then you don't have to do all of them. Just choose a few. Choose one, choose two, choose three. You can really do as many as you want, but if you just want to do one and share with me, share with the ladies in the group, well, why this one? What is it that really speaks to me? I would love to hear that from you. It's an exercise of sharing, but it's also first and foremost an opportunity for you to come into greater self-awareness and greater self-understanding of like, oh, that's who I am. That's what matters to me. That's what rings my bells. Because we are going for a ring my bells type of experience. Not just, well, it doesn't suck, right? We're going for ring my bells. Okay, everyone, so happy to see you here. I need to go because I have an afternoon of wonderful clients, but thanks for sharing this space with me, and I'm going to be back on Tuesday with the next sort of technique, the next tip, the next trick, the next inspiration for your Dreamscape Journal December, and becoming that masterful allower, that dream maker, and really stepping into the position of becoming the deliberate, conscious co-creator of the reality that you want to be living, of all that you desire. Thank you so much. I love you. Thanks for sharing this space with me, and I'll see you again. I'll see you in the Facebook group, but I'll see you again on Tuesday. Have the most wonderful weekend.